Alright, so have a good day. So this time I will show you how to use quadratic formula in solving for the solution or the roots of a quadratic equation. So natapos na natin yung pag-solve ng quadratic equation using extracting the root method, completing the square, and factoring. And this time, we are going to use quadratic formula. So how to use the quadratic formula? So this is now the quadratic formula given that x or the roots is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And take note, plus minus here, yan po yung positive roots or the two roots. Pag nag-extract tayo, di ba, meron tayong plus minus. And then ano tong mga a, b, c na to? These a, b, and c are came from the standard form of quadratic equation. The numerical coefficient of x squared is a. The numerical coefficient of x is our b, and the constant c. And take note, it must be written in standard form to determine the values of a, b, and c. Now let us have an example and let us try to apply the formula. So we will have an example here. Example number 1. So let us have quadratic equation 2x squared plus 7x. Say this is 7x plus 3 equals 0. Yeah. Okay, so we have this now in quadratic equation. Kung makikita nyo, it is equal to 0, meaning it is in standard form. Now we can able to find the values of a, b, c. Okay, so this is a equals 2. Then b natin is 7, so b equals 7. And c natin, our constant, is 3. Alright. After determining the values of a, b, and c, then we are now ready to use the formula. So what is the formula? The formula, just copy the formula. So x is equal to, okay, meron tayong negative b. Then do not forget the plus minus square root of, just copy it, b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is our formula. Now, just plug in the given values in the formula. Palitan lang natin. So negative outside, and we will put open and close parentheses because we are going to replace b by the value 7. Yan, 7. Then do not forget the plus minus square root. Yan. And yung b ulit. Yan. Huwag po natin kalilimutan yung close and open parentheses pag nag-replace na tayo or nag-substitute. b is still 7. Square minus the constant. Ito po, hindi po nagbabago yung 4 dyan. 4. Then yung a, palitan natin yung a ng value niya. The value of a is 2. Then last, dito yung c, which is 3. Alright, so we are done on the upper part or the numerator. Let's proceed to the denominator. Meron pa tayong value ng a doon. So copy muna natin yung 2. Multiply to yung value of a, which is 2. Okay. Yan po, yung 2 ay galing po sa value ng a. Yan, substitute lang natin. Now, let us simplify. So, negative times positive 7 is negative 7. Then plus minus square root of 7 squared. We know that 7 squared is 49. 7 times 7. And then 4 times 2 is 8 times 3. That is, 8 times 3, 24. Okay. So, negative times positive is negative. So, this is negative. Then 2 times 2, that will be 4. Alright, so we can still simplify what is inside the radical. So we will simplify it first. So negative 7 plus minus square root of. Okay, so 49 minus 24, that is 25. Okay, and then 4. Okay, so let us just write here. I-write lang natin dito para ituloy yung ating solution. So I will just copy it. Negative 7 plus minus square root of, copy ko lang muna, 25. Okay, again, as we go back to extracting the root, the square root of 25 is a perfect square, so we can get a number that the square root of 25 is 5. So papalitan natin ito ng 5 later on. So copy muna natin ito, negative 7 plus minus square root of 25 is 5. Take note of this. Square root of 25 is 5. No need to put a square root again kasi ma-redundant kayo, matutuble. So, since we already have square root of 25, which is 5, just replace it, 5 over 4. Then, let us separate itong dalawang ito. So, kopyahin muna natin, negative 7. Line natin yung plus 5 over 4. This would be your root 1. Other one, yung root 2 natin. So, copy pa rin natin to. Negative 7 minus 5 over 4. Okay, so simplify na natin to, makukuha na natin yung roots. So therefore, later. So negative 7 plus 5. Unlike sign, the idea here is subtraction. So let us subtract 7 and 5. The answer is 2. And then what is the bigger absolute value or the greater absolute value? The greater number is 7. And what's the sign of 7? Negative. Therefore, it follows the sign of the greater absolute value. Then all over 4. Okay, as we notice, 2/4 is reducible. So we can divide numerator and denominator by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. And do not forget the negative. So negative 1/2. This is now our root 1. Okay? Next. Now root 2 or solution 2 or like sign. If we add an integers with like sign, we just add the integers and follow their sign. So 7 plus 5, that is 12. Okay? So if we add this 12 and negative, we just copy their sign all over 4. And makikita nyo dito, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Negative divided by positive is negative. So therefore, our solution or the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 7x plus 3 equals 0 are 1/2, negative 1/2, and negative 3. Okay, so that is one example of solving quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. I will give you another example. Alright, so let us have another example. So let's say we have this equation, number 2. We have 6x squared minus 11x equals 10. Right, kung makikita nyo dito, hindi siya naka-standard form. Saan ulit yung standard form natin? It must be written first in ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Right. So, ang palatandaan natin para mag-determine natin yung ABC at hindi tayo magkamali, dapat naka-standard form siya. It must be equal to 0. So, dito sa example na ito, mayroon lang tayong may add steps. We need to make this side of the equation to be 0. And the only way to do that is by adding the inverse. So, the additive inverse of positive 10 is just copy the number. If this is positive, the number that being cancelled or eliminate or to make 0 is positive, then ang lalagay mo lang is negative 10. Again, this is an equation, but will you add here, will also add it on the other side of the equation. So you will also add negative 10 on the left side of the equation. And then here's now the quadratic equation in standard form. We have 6x squared minus 11x minus 10 equals, since 10 minus 10 is 0, so yun nga yung goal natin, gawin natin siyang equal to 0. And then we are ready to determine the values of ABC. So our A here, our A is 6, and B natin dito, the numerical coefficient of x is negative 11. Do not forget the sign. Sama nyo yung sign. And then yung C natin, the constant is negative 10. So, tapos na tayo mag-determine ng ABC, then we are going to use the quadratic formula. So this will be lagi niyong tatandaan itong quadratic formula because this formula will solve the roots of any kinds of quadratic equation. So this will be negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, keep this in mind because it will help you in solving quadratic equation, the roots of quadratic equation. Right, so we are ready to substitute the given values. Take note, negative sa labas, close in open parentheses, then what is the value of b? The value of b is negative 11. Yeah. Then copy plus minus square root of. Then again, let us replace b by negative 11. Then square. Minus 4. Constant po yung 4 dito, so hindi yan napapalitan. Mga napapalitan lang po dito is the values of a, b, and c. So ang a natin, what is a? A is 6. And then c natin is negative 10. Alright. Okay, we're done on the numerator. Proceed to the denominator. So 2. Then what is a? Our a is 6. Okay. Now, after substitution, gawin na natin is simplify. Simplify natin yung mga values. Here, negative times negative is positive. So this will become positive 11. Take note of this. Kanina walang negative dito, kaya negative lang. But here, negative and negative, double negative is a positive. Therefore, it turns positive 11. Then plus minus square root of negative 11 times negative 11. So that is negative 11 squared. The answer is 1, positive 121. Next, 4 times 6, 24. 24 times 10, that will be 240. Okay, so sulat muna natin yan, 240. Negative times positive is negative. Then negative multiply to a negative, it will become positive. So always remember the rules of multiplying integers. Then 2 times 6, sa denominator naman tayo, that will be 12. Okay, malapit na matapos yan. So simplify muna natin yung numerator natin, yung radicals sa loob ng square root. So habang sinisimplify natin yan, copyahin lang muna natin yung mga nakalagay na values. Copy natin yan, plus, minus, square root of. So 121 plus 240, so that will be 361. Okay, 361 over 12. Alright, so I'll just copy it here para mailagay natin yung solution, karugtong niya. I'll just copy it. Okay, so 11 plus minus square root of 361. Then 12. Alright, so take note, pwedeng pa natin kunin, i-simplify itong square root of 361. Copy lang muna natin yan, 11 plus, what is the square root of 361? The square root of 361 is, using your calculator, that will be 19. 19 times 19, we will get 361. Square root of 361 is 19. Again, papaalala ko lang, do not put another square root here. Redundant na po yun. So, papalit natin dito sa square root of 61 is 19 because 19 times 19 is 361. All over 12. Right, so we can now separate plus minus. So, papayin muna natin plus 9, 11 plus 19 over 12. This will be our root 1. Our root 2, sunod naman natin yung minus. So, 11 minus 19 over 12. Mapapansin nyo, yung plus nandito, yung minus nandun. So, same pa rin yung mga numbers na nakalagay. Just separate the plus and minus. Okay, then let us simplify. Baka hindi nyo mapansin, that is 19. Okay, so this is like sign. If we add an integers with like sign, just add. Add it will become 30 over 12. 30 over 12. What number that divides 30 in 12? The number that divides 30 in 12 is 6. Okay, so 30 divided by 6 will be 5. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And this is now our root 1. Let's proceed to the root 2. Okay, so this is unlike sign. Nakikita nyo positive and negative. Therefore, the idea here is subtraction. If we subtract this, we will get 8. Then go back to the integers, which is greater. The greater is 19. What is the sign of 19? Negative. Then copy 12. Again, what number that divides 8 and 12? The number that divides 8 and 12 is 4. Then 8 divided by 4 will be 2. 12 divided by 4 will be 3. And then negative divided by positive is negative. Therefore, this is our root 2. And the roots of the equation, 6x squared, yung original given natin, minus 11x equals 10 are 5 halves and negative 2/3. Okay, so tatandaan ninyo sa pag-solve ng roots at pag-determine ng values of a, b, and c, always keep in mind that the given equation must be in standard form or it must be equal to 0. So, mangyayari yan, pag ganito, hindi nyo na-equate to 0, ang magiging c nyo ngayon ay positive, which is magkakamali kayo. So, always keep that in mind that the given quadratic equation must be in standard form for you to be able to determine the values of a, b, and c. Okay, so that's it. So, you will be given an activity. Okay, so you are going to use quadratic formula to solve for the roots. Okay, so bigyan lang kayo ng tips. Ang a nyo dito hindi nyo nakikita, so meaning may naka-hide dyan na 1. So a nyo dito is 1. How about yung b? Ano yung b natin dito? Your b is negative 7. How about yung c? C is negative 30. And then, just use the quadratic formula. How about here? O dito, hindi siya naka-standard form, so kailangan nyo munang mag-add ng additive inverse para maging 0 dito. And then, after that, you determine the values of a, b, c, and substitute to the given formula. So, that's it. And good luck. And sana nakuha nyo yung lesson natin. And this will be posted in our FB group. And you're going to answer this and send me your solution. That's it. And have a good day.